Hey guys, so this video is for the many people out there, I think, who are not succeeding using techniques and things that they've read on here. Seen on YouTube and read on wherever, read in books. Those of you who are just like, I don't get what's going on here. Like, I understand this, I believe in it, but I keep trying to do these things and then nothing happens. I'm not seeing like any results. My advice to you would be to forget that you ever read any of this stuff and take one thing from it. I've probably made a video exactly like this before. Take one thing from it, and that is a newfound faith and confidence that the things that you want are to be. The things that you have desires for are something, it's not, you take this shift in mentality from desires aren't necessarily meant to be fulfilled, and there's a lot of disappointment in this world, all that kind of, sort of the way that we're all brought up to feel, or at least, I don't know, in America, I feel like that's sort of an American thing. I don't know if other cultures are less so like this, but I feel like my personal upbringing, which I think was pretty typical and normal, was just sort of, a balanced view. Like, there's going to be disappointment, some things are not meant to be, things like that. Which sort of gives you this defeated, less confident approach, I think, to most things. Even if you're a confident person, you sort of approach things, with a healthy dose of mental preparation to not get what you want. So I think that if you can take from all of this with you into your normal life, the kind of life that you had before, the typical approaching, getting things the normal way and all of that stuff, if you can go back and live your life that way, just viewing your desires as something that are meant to be fulfilled, and with the knowledge that you will be successful one way or another, if you just start to approach your life with that level of confidence and that mindset, I think you'll find that it changes everything. The difference between a life with somebody who's not confident and who kind of expects the worst versus somebody who is the opposite of those two things, it's night and day. Generally, I would say you could probably count on it being night and day in the actual facts of that person's life, of those two people's lives. You'll probably find that the one is way more successful, has way more material things, has way better relationships, all that stuff, just from that simple, different mindset. But even if they had the exact same life, the experience that the person approaching it from the better mindset, the more successful mindset, that person's experience alone would be better enough to justify having that mindset, even if there was no difference in the 3D reality. So taking from this a confidence and a positive expectancy about the things that you want will be enough. So if you're kind of, if it were me and I were trying all this stuff, doing all these techniques, trying to reprogram my subconscious mind on purpose, all that stuff, if I was doing all that and there were no results, I personally would stop. Because when you find the thing, when you find the thing that is at the level that's appropriate for you, that works for how you think and do things, that will start to produce results quickly. I think that's my opinion. I think some people here are trying to do things that are at too advanced of a level for them. Even if they seem kind of dumb, you might not be at the point yet where those things will do anything for you. Even if, otherwise you're a very intelligent, accomplished person. You know what I mean? Sometimes in certain ways, you're just sort of at a really remedial level because of your beliefs or your upbringing or whatever. So that would be my advice. Look for results. And I realize that this sounds like it's in conflict with ignore the 3D and all that stuff that you hear from everybody in this arena. And you do have to ignore the 3D when it comes to deciding what is possible for you to have or be or accomplish. You do need to ignore the 3D for that. You should not allow the 3D to define for you what you're willing to go after. And you should not allow, for a period of time, you should not allow the fact that nothing has happened in 3D to necessarily mean anything. But I mean, there are stories of people on the Neville Goddard subreddit, people have messaged me where they have been at a certain thing for like 5 years, and due to this idea that, you know, you're not supposed to look to the 3D to see if anything is happening, and just sort of the general beginners leading beginners advice that is just rampant, you know, they just go at it with nothing to show for it, no results. And that's just not something that I would be willing to put up with, because I don't think it's necessary. I think that when you find the right thing, you will certainly feel that it's right, and then you'll see results. You'll see something changing. You'll see improvements in your life, either with that specific thing you're trying to get or in general, rapidly enough for you to know that it will work. So rather than like continue to hammer away at these techniques that don't seem to be doing anything, just stop. You know, just try to have a slightly different mindset towards your life, and then you'll see the results from that. And, you know, that'll be the next step for you, because once you get a little experience with this, it leads to bigger and better things, until eventually, you know, you get to a point where things really start to just become second nature. They really start to become a part of the truth for you. Like, you know, just recently, not even within the last few months, I've finally gotten to the point where I understand that if I have a desire that continues to come up and nag at me, that it's going to happen. Whereas, you know, even 6 months ago, I would be like, God, it's really annoying that this thing, you know, I don't like having this desire for this thing. I just kind of want it to go away or something. Now I don't, now it feels different to me when I get that sort of experience, like a repeated experience. Now I'm like, oh, that's just a warning, essentially, that it's going to happen, which is a totally different thing. It's a totally different way of looking at it. And, you know, that's after many, many, many years of, you know, living my life from this mentality that I'm creating things, or that I'm influencing things, and that I can, you know, if there's something that I want, I can bring it into my reality, even if I don't know how to get it or see how to get it. And, you know, that's years and years of that. It's not like, at least in my experience, it's not like you hit some point where you know everything. It's like an ongoing thing forever. I don't even know what's next in my own life. So, yeah, just, if things aren't working for you, drop all of this stuff and just start approaching your life from a more confident mindset. Take that with you. Take the general principles with you and drop the techniques, and just start living your life and trying to approach situations differently. You run into a problem, stop approaching it the way you used to, you know, with sort of a defeated mentality, and start looking at it as, there could be a way for this to work out that I'm not seeing. You know, there could be a way for me to get this, even though there seems to be a hard no in place. You know, stuff like that. Just start approaching life with this different mentality, rather than trying to make some specific certain thing happen. And I think you will find that you start to move forward in a positive way. So I hope that helps somebody. Have a great day.